Hello everybody, this is Kip Monty from Fist of the Empire, and in this video I'll be going over the conversation minigame and a bit of the knowledge system in Black Desert Online. Okay, so first we're going to need to cover knowledge, because the knowledge system plays into the conversation minigame. So you can find the knowledge from your main menu, go here, it's H by default, and it pulls up this menu of knowledge. Now there are a ton of different things you can learn knowledge of. Gaining knowledge will allow you to unlock different things in the game, and it'll also give you additional energy as you complete different categories. Like when there's a category and you get half of it, you may get an energy point, and another when you finish that whole category. And what I mean by categories, they've got different areas over here. You've got characters. So this section means that you need to go to talk to different people to gain knowledge of them. So all you have to do is go up, they've got an icon over their head, talk to them, you've quote gained knowledge of that person. Some people though you can't talk to until you have a certain amount of knowledge of other people in that area, or until you spend some energy to unlock that conversation. So various ways to gain knowledge there. Won't go into it in too much detail, but just know the system's here. Topography, that's going to be just discovering different places, going there and saying, hey, I discovered that there's a cave here. Okay, I've got knowledge of that now. Ecology is going to be your basic kill quest, and this is kind of important because you get graded on killing stuff. So if I go around and kill a bunch of imp wizards, as I start to kill them, I'm not going to see the health bar go down at all. It's just going to be a straight bar. But after I killed enough of them to unlock the knowledge of them, then I'll get a grade, such as A, B, C, and there's a couple other things. But basically what this means is once you get a grade on them, they become easier to kill. In addition to becoming easier to kill, you get better drop rates from them based on your grade. So I'll get a lot better drop rates off this wizard than I would this raider. There is a library in Caltheon you can go to, talk to an NPC there, and reset your knowledge of that thing. So if I wanted to try and get a better grade on the wizard, I could go there, unlearn the knowledge, go back to the wizards, kill them again, and try and get another grade, because the grade is completely random. However, you're not really going to want to worry about your grade until you get to the end game and you found a group of mobs that you're maybe going to be farming a lot, grinding on a lot, something like that. So then, yeah, it may be worth it to go and relearn a knowledge on them and try and get a higher grade. Also keep in mind, like with these, I've got more than half. So I got a vigor point, an energy point for learning half. If I unlearned enough so that I didn't have half of them learned, I would lose that energy point. But once I gain these last two, I'll get another energy point. But if I was to go and learn one of them, I'd lose that energy point until I gain that knowledge again. Alright, there's a few other things, life skills such as cooking, roasting. Alright, so I've learned to make an omelet, soft bread, grilled sausage, and there's all this other stuff I could learn. But I haven't yet, so I just take a lot of time crafting different recipes and things like that to obtain this knowledge. This is not a guide about the energy system, but since I've mentioned it, it's up here. Energy is what you use to unlock certain conversations. You can invest it into different nodes to make them better. A lot of uses for energy, and the American version, from what we understand, is going to be used for processing, gathering, crafting. So it's going to be a lot more valuable in the North American European version than it is in the Korean version that I'm playing right now. Alright, let's move into the conversation minigame. So we'll go up to an NPC, talk to him, and over here on the left you see this guy is interested in citizens of Caltheon. So this is an easy category. This is one of those who just run around the town, talk to people, things like that. So I've actually unlocked everybody in that category. So if I want to have a conversation with them, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Around here there's a couple other things people are interested in, if I can get around that wheelbarrow. This guy is interested in merchants. Okay, I've met all of them in town. This guy is interested in artists. He wants people like flute guy, there's a sculptor in here, stuff like that. I have not met all those people. So when I try and do the conversation minigame, I will not have as many options to use, so it's going to be more difficult for me to have those conversations with that person. Alright, going back to this arms dealer. So you see when I walk up to him, this white circle appears around the guy. You don't really notice this at first, but there's these different icons that are grayed out floating around him. That means there's additional interactions that I can unlock with this person. Whereas this guy, there's only one thing floating around, so there's only one interaction I can unlock. And what that's referring to is conversation minigame. That's how you unlock them. So down here at the left, you have this little circle. It's the same as that white circle I just showed you floating around him. And there's 3 different things I could unlock. I'm going to call it friendship with him is only at 1. So if I get my knowledge up to 1,000, or friendship up to 1,000 with him, which is astronomically high, then I could learn the knowledge of repairing that he's offering. If I get it up to 400, he's going to give me knowledge of an abandoned land. It looks like if I get it up to 500, he will rent me a certain item. You trade contribution points to rent it temporarily. This guy, if I get up to 500, he'll let me rent something from him. A lot of people have options to rent stuff from him. You see this guy, the circle, there's nothing in the circle, so there's nothing additional I can gain here by talking to him. Or getting that friendship up, rather. This guy, with 300, he'll give me knowledge of the northern wheat plantation. With 700, he'll give me this ridge. Okay, he wants the knights. Got 11 of 14, that's not terrible. So let's try the conversation minigame. It's right here. See, I've got 102 of 150 energy. So it's going to cost me a little of my energy to have this conversation, but let's go for it. Alright, so every time you come into this mini game, it's a random objective. I know my faux emblem's up here kind of blocking some of it, but what it says is for this attempt, my requirement is to fail to spark his interest 1 time. Sometimes it'll be you need to spark his interest 3 times in a row, or you need to get his favor up to a certain level. There's several different objectives you can have. Now what that means is, right here is his interest level. Basically, 42 is the only number you're looking at as far as interest level. That's your baseline number. So down here are all those different people in that category that I've learned and have unlocked. Each of them has an interest level. So if their interest level is lower than his interest level, you have a chance of failing at that particular point in the conversation. If it's higher than 42, it's going to be an automatic success every time. So unlocking more people, maybe you'll unlock somebody that has a higher level that you need to do that conversation. It looks like most of these people are going to be lower than his interest level. I've got one that's 41 that should be a pretty, should get that one every time. Very low chance of failure with him, but everybody else is going to have a pretty crappy chance of failure. But since my objective this time is to fail at least 1 time, then that's what I'm going for. So I'm just going to pick people with low interest, at least his interest is low, and I'm going to throw them in. So they only have to fail once. I'm not really worried about it this time. I'm going to hit the conversation button, and I failed to arouse his interest. So I got two no's, 3 yeses. That's enough to have obtained my objective, and I get 5 more favor points. I can just hit exit, and that raises my friendship with him to 6. Now keep in mind, I needed to get all the way up to 300 just to unlock the next thing with him. So it's going to be a bit of a time-consuming thing. It took a little bit of energy away. Not a big deal though at this point. Alright, so I go into it again. This time it's talk freely. So it's basically try and raise the favor as much as possible during this. So looking at these people, each one has a different favor level of about how much favor you're going to get with that person if you succeed in sparking his interest. Also look at the bottom of each person. Some of them have combos in that, okay, this person after 2 turns, favor is going to be reduced by 1 for 2 turns. Okay, if I'm trying to get favor lower, I might want to use that person. He has no combos. This one after 3 turns, favor will be reduced. Oh, these are reducing favor people. We don't see a lot of those. Usually favor will be increased. I guess that's just this category has a lot of lower ones. Alright, so his interest level this time is only 14. Well, that's good, because that means pretty much everybody I use to talk to him is going to be an automatic success. Alright, so after 5 turns, okay, I'm not going to go too hard into it. I'm just going to pick some people, because he's going to succeed in every one. Yes, some of these combos are going to make me lose some favor, but that's okay. Alright, I'm going to hit yes for conversation. Spark the interest, so the favor's going up. Alright, so I only gained 3 that time because I didn't make that maximum favor level go up. I can hit continue conversation, so it's not going to charge me any more energy. And this time the game is to fail to spark his interest 3 times. His interest level is 14 right now. That's a pretty low interest level. This guy is 11. I can pay attention to the bonuses, combo bonuses, and maybe lower that level some more. But for time's sake, I'm just going to kind of fly through this. Alright, a lot of those are going to be automatic successes, so I'm not going to win at this time. That means that 3 friendship I gained the first time, I'm going to lose. So I didn't have to spend any more energy to do the game a second time, but I put at risk that favor that I'd already earned. Since it was only 3, it wasn't a huge risk. Alright, this time, failed to spark his interest 2 times. His interest level this time is 63. Alright, you know, that's pretty high. I should fail every single time. So, let's see. I'll just pick a few people here. Alright, fail for fail, which is what I wanted to do to win. So I won, but I only got 1 favor, 1 friendship with them, because the favor level was so low on each of those people. So there's a little bit more to it. You can kind of get into it a little more detailed, kind of looking at the favor and how much favor you're going to get per person he talks to, things like that. I'm going to take my 1 friendship and get out of this, kind of gone over the basics. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any other questions about the conversation minigame or the knowledge system or video in general, just leave a note in the comments and I'll try and get to you.